Friends, welcome back in this series of lectures on chromatography. From last couple of videos, we have seen some fundamentals related to column chromatography. In this particular case, in adsorption chromatography, which is a surface phenomenon, when the stationary phase is solid and mobile phase is liquid or gas, it is known as adsorption chromatography. The function is of adsorption and selective desorption. Selective adsorption, selective desorption. In this lecture, we are going to consider two concepts. One is solvent for column chromatography, that is in particular adsorption chromatography, and the stationary phase. These are the terms which we used in discussion related to adsorption column chromatography. There is one stationary phase. It is also called as adsorbent. It is solid because the function is of adsorption, principle is of adsorption, which is the surface phenomenon. It needs solid support for the process of separation, that is adsorption and desorption. There is one mobile phase. In adsorption column chromatography, the mobile phase is a solvent, and eluent, it is liquid in state. The sample, it is also known as adsorbate, which is to be analyzed. It gets adsorbed during the process. Next is the step of elution. Elution is the process of removing the components from the column which are selectively adsorbed, and by process of elution, the desorption process, that is removal process, takes place, and in particular it is called as elution. And eluate are the separated compounds or components from the mixture. When a mixture of components dissolved in the mobile phase or in appropriate solvent is introduced into the column, the individual components move with different rates depending upon their relative affinities or relative adsorption coefficients. The compound with lesser affinity towards the stationary phase moves faster and it is eluted, that is eluted out of the column first. The one with greater affinity towards the stationary phase moves slower down the column, and hence it is eluted later. Thus the compounds are separated selectively depending upon their relative affinities, their relative adsorption and relative desorption. So this is a general figure which shows the separation, and the process is carried out very carefully with appropriate combination of adsorbent material and solvent system. The adsorbent is a solid. Actually, in this case it is a solid liquid technique, in which the stationary phase, as we have seen earlier, is a solid and mobile phase is liquid. Two systems are important. One is the solvent system and other is the stationary phase. Okay. The solvent system or the solvents are used for three purposes or three reasons in adsorption column chromatography. First, the solvent is used to dissolve the analyte. Analyte is the mixture to be analyzed by this chromatographic particular technique. So the analyte is to be a mixture to be analyzed, and a particular solvent is used for the purpose. Then after sample preparation and after loading the sample, the chromatogram is run and it is called as developing process. The developing agent or mobile phase is again a solvent system. The third role of solvent is as an eluent. Eluent is the reagent for, or it is the solvent for recovery. So by using appropriate solvent and appropriate combination of solvents as per the requirement, these three roles are carried out. So solvent to dissolve the analyte, solvent for the development, and solvent for the elution. The systems can be common or can be different based upon the nature of mixture and different physical properties. So this is again general schematic figure which shows adsorption column chromatography. Okay. So the choice of the solvent depends upon the solubility characteristics of the mixture. How it is decided, we will see. The choice of the solvent depends upon the solubility characteristics of the mixture. The solvent should also have sufficiently low boiling point. This is essential because to permit ready recovery of the eluted material. It can be vaporized very easily. Of course, polarity plays an important role in adsorption column chromatography. Different mobile phases are used for by considering the increasing order of polarity. Petroleum ether, these are the common solvents: petroleum ether, carbon tetrachloride, cyclohexane, ether, acetone, benzene, toluene, esters, water, etc. are used as solvent. These are used in combination in appropriate proportion as per the requirement of the experiment. As I mentioned earlier, the solvent for sample preparation, solvent for development, solvent for elution are the three rules of the solvent, and therefore from the list which is available, of course there is a ready list available for some mixtures also. So you can decide the solvent system by considering the nature of the mixture, in particular the nature of the components in the mixture, and you can use a single system, and mostly a combination of different solvents is used for these purposes. The solvent system plays an important role in the process of development, process of elution also, and therefore it has to be carefully decided. Okay, so after selection of the solvent, we have to select a column and then the stationary phase. What are the column characteristics? The main function of all the columns in the is to support the stationary phase. The stationary phase is solid in this case, and the stationary phase has to be held carefully, properly in the column, and therefore the major function is to hold and support the stationary phase. The material of the column, see carefully, the material of the column is mostly good quality neutral glass, since it should not be affected by the solvent. So like other glasswares, the column is also used made of glass, and it serves for support of the adsorbent material. The column characteristics are again in general considered for this technique very carefully. An ordinary burette can also be used for the column for the separation. The column dimensions are very important in this particular case. The length to diameter ratio is usually taken as 10:1, 20:1, or 100:1 as per the requirement. Various accessories, that is attachments, are attached to the top and bottom of the column for maintenance of the elution process. These are common attachments, and these attachments are carefully attached to the column. Readily available columns are there. You can use burette for the purpose by slight modification in the structure by using some attachments. Then the stationary phase is decided by considering the nature of mixture, then nature of the column length, how much column you are using, then quantity to be analyzed in the process, and the solvent systems. So these various parameters are considered during the selection of stationary phase. The stationary phase, which is adsorbent material, must have uniform size and shape. Usually the particle size is 60 to 200 micrometers. Then it must have high mechanical stability. It must be chemically inert. It must be colorless, cheap, easily available, and can be handled very easily. The commonly used adsorbent materials are silica, SiO2, alumina, magnesium oxide, calcium carbonate, sucrose, starch, etc. Actually, ready reckoners are available in laboratories for the particular combinations of mixtures to be analyzed, and by trial and error also you can decide the adsorbent, decide the solvent system. So these are the fundamentals required for the methodology of adsorption column chromatography. Once you decide the solvent system for three purposes, that is for preparation of sample solution and loading, then for development and for elution, and after deciding the column length, column structure, and after deciding the adsorbent material, you are ready for the adsorption column chromatography. So during our next lecture, we will see the experimental methodology and related details of the experiment. So for the time being, you go through these fundamentals and get ready for the experimental procedure, that is methodology of column chromatography by adsorption method. Till then, bye. Have a good day.